Good morning. Welcome to my channel. We are your them. Today is March 6th, 2024, and the WPATH papers just came out day before yesterday. And I was scanning over them, and I have some more autism information that I think is interesting because I think all this stuff is in together. The takeover of America. So I am in the, I'm going to start my recorder now. 3, 2, 1, boom. These are the WPATH files, the pseudoscientific surgical and hormonal experiments on children, adolescents, and vulnerable adults. And I'm going to go ahead and take you over to the part that I found. And I'm going to make it bigger. Maybe I can read it without glasses. So this is on some kind of a doctor message board where they're chit-chatting with each other. Oops. It's in page 86E, and it says here at the top, a WPATH member questions the surgical readiness of patients displaying serious mental illness. I can answer your question. Leave them alone. They have enough to deal with in life. Their families have enough to deal with in life. Serious mental illness and readiness for medical surgical transition. I have several trans clients with serious mental illnesses, for example, bipolar disorder and autism or schizoid affective disorder. Even though these clients have a well-established transgender identity, their likely stability post-initiation of HRT or surgery is difficult to predict. What criteria do other people use to determine whether or not they can write a letter supporting surgical transition for this population? In particular, given the extensive recovery period, let's just pause. In particular, given the extensive recovery period and postnatal care required for vaginoplasty, have other clinicians found that their clients with serious mental illness can follow post-surgical dilation protocols? And let me tell you, those protocols are, that dilation thing, they have to do it like 3 times a day. Whoops. And their dingle-donger they use is huge. Okay, so here's the answers to her questions. Thank you for posting this. I have a number of cases of folks with significant mental health issues with various markers of stability, including autism spectrum, PTSD/CPTSD, psychosis. I think part of our role is in treatment planning towards mental health sex stability, pre- and post-medical intervention, including surgery. In my mind, this necessitates interdisciplinary collaborative care and planning. To be frank, I have a few who are, or will likely be, in sort of a holding pattern because of the lack of mental health and other support resources that I am recommending. Does anyone know of literature on medical and psychological outcomes for these similar issues? Here's another answer. Hello. It depends on many factors that equally affect those without any psychiatric conditions. Do they have a support system with actual humans to help them on a daily basis? Do they have a safe place to recover? And do they understand instructions such as dilate, wash, and monitor? Or do they have 1 or 2 persons who can help? You should not be relying on other people to help mentally ill people to change their gender and mutilate their body. The ripple effect of this is devastating and horrific. Back to the article. Also, autism is a neurodivergence, on the spectrum with a variability in function, but not classified as a serious mental illness. In addition, as gender affirmative practitioners, we always consider harm reduction as our primary lens. Harm reduction, that's what they use out on the streets for all the drug addicts. Kensington Street, probably your local street. These words, they're making these words change and, making a new language for us so they can, brainwash people and mutilate their children. Sickos. In addition, as gender affirmative practitioners, we always consider harm reduction as our primary lens. In other words, what will happen to these patients if they do not go their affirmative treatment, which is also a medical necessity? I don't believe cutting off somebody's private parts is a medical necessity. Do I believe they have mental issues? Yes, I do. That's why I think this should not be being done to them, because the rest of society is going to have to care for them. Just like the new adult autistics. They're taking disabled people are being thrown under the bus and they don't even know it, because most of them are still standing for trans rights or human rights. The group I belong to, pay organ caregivers. These are parents of very severely special needs kids. Kids on ventilators, kids that can't walk, kids that can't think for themselves, all that stuff. And they're trying to get, it's really dumb. The state has money to pay for it, but the state does not want to allocate the hours to the parents because they're worried the parents will use all the hours because they're the ones taking care of their kids all day. Why are doctors sending kids home on ventilators that have no hope? They're not going to recover. Well, in any case, so those parents are fighting for the trans kids and trans rights or human rights. There's an article by one of them right here. I think she's probably the one that didn't accept my post for the board. Let's see. Where was it? Okay. On my channel. My fan came on. I guess we'll see if we can hear it. So that was on right here. Go right down here. Whoops. So this was the article I just did a video about over here. And then if I click on her name, and I have nothing against this girl, she just doesn't realize while she's fighting for all their rights, her rights are being stomped upon and her child's rights. So, which one was it? Here we go. I think it was probably this one. Okay, this is the article, the other article she had written. And I just find it odd when they're telling the story about, this is something about preschoolers getting evicted from daycares in preschool. So I just thought it was very odd that this needed to be in the article. This is the parents talking. It felt very sudden. One day in 2009, Paul Lakin showed up to his child's daycare center near Northeast Glisson Street, which Glisson is some weird trans thing from the Target commercial, Target stores, and was told not to come back. Though the Lakins had taken their first child, who uses they, them pronouns, there from the age of 8 weeks up to age 3. They sometimes got violent, and the staff at the small home-based center didn't know what to do. I don't know. Some kids are just wild. Send them out in the yard, in a fenced yard. Let them go play. Let them build mud pies. Let them bang on pans. I don't have any idea what kind of a daycare that was, but I thought it was very interesting. This girl is fighting for the rights of very disabled kids and is all wrapped up in this they, them, trans kids have rights. because all of this disability stuff has been sucked up under their banner of trans stuff. I don't want to be in that banner. And I have already told my kid, do not refer to anybody ever as an ableist when they're helping you, because people are going to get more scared of disabled people because of this ableist, allistic bullshit crap that these newly diagnosed autistic adults are spewing. You're throwing away the people that really need help. And I tell you, this just annoys the hell out of me. Right now, my son's ear, I know I've talked about my son's ear before. He needs a procedure on his ear that his medical card won't pay for. So I called to see, well, how much does it cost? We'll just get the money, $20,000. And I'm not even sure, since he's disabled and on a state health plan and SSI, can he even, get the $20,000 to pay for a procedure on his ear? I can't get my own kid's ear fixed, and they're sex changing 15-year-olds. They're giving sex hormones to third graders. Something is very wrong in society. You're all very, very brainwashed. Very brainwashed. That's all I have to say. Have a good week.